Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream of Doom and Gloom. If you're watching this, hello to everybody who's here live in the live stream. I'm going to be reading out your comments, chatting with you guys. If you're coming into this on, on the rerun, you're watching it later, then you can always post in the comments below the video and I will answer, as to the best of my ability if you comment on there. Let's go to the comments live though at the moment. Let's try those first. So Eugene McGeever says, remember to smash the like button now. Thank you, Eugene. As long as you remember to not say, I think we're going to win on Saturday, because honestly, it is like the kiss of death. I've already put it in there. I've already told you. There you go. Remember, Eugene, do not say that you think we'll win on Saturday. Just say maybe I hope we'll win. Maybe change the method. Stephen Jones says, I don't think we make the playoffs this season, Lee, but I reckon he's going to get us up next season. I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. That would do it. Some are asking, is he going to be here next season? I think Simon Sadler said he will be here next season. Stephen Jones also said, do you think Chris will go at the end of the season? A lot of fans want him to go. A lot of fans on a view from the tower, maybe, but I don't know if that's the general consensus. But yeah, it's not great, is it, at the moment? It's not. It's frustrating. That's what it is. Very frustrating, right? But, do you want Chris to stay? I like Chris to stay if he could win away from home. I like him. I mean, we like him. I think he's a good manager. I think he's an honest manager. He tries hard. I just think that at the moment he's stubborn, and I don't understand what he keeps doing with this away. Why I'm going to talk about in a bit. Cal the Seasider says, you were right to not start dreaming, Lee. If he plays three at the back again, I'm going to go potty. Well, away from home in particular, it seems to work at home, but away from home, it's definitely not working. And he had chances last night to change it, didn't he? He took Gabriel off, brought Lyons on. He could have done something then. And when Lyons was injured, he just went and put Matty Virtue in. He brought Matty Virtue on and put him in a right back position, which is not Matty Virtue's position. So why didn't you just switch it around a bit and put Matty Virtue in the middle where he's a box-to-box midfielder? I didn't get that. It was just playing the same way. Yeah, 4-4-2, so Stephen Jones. Yeah, 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. Just four at the back. I don't know why. Once again, we give away a stupid goal, don't we? We lose to a stupid mistake of our own, and I'm sick of seeing it. And I've had a look at the stats. We didn't have one single shot on target in the whole 90 minutes. Now, when have we ever played at Bloomfield Road and a team has come to Bloomfield Road and they've not even had a shot the entire game? Not one. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen anybody come to Bloomfield Road and not have one single shot on target? Nia Croft is here. Up the whites, indeed. How lovely. Right, Mick Harrison says, the most aggravating thing about this latest loss is up until recently there was 2 divisions between us and Orient and also Northampton and Stevenage, all beat us, which has got to mean a backward step. Does feel that way, Mick. It does feel like we're going backwards. I mean, I can't believe that, no disrespect to blooming, Leyton Orient were one place behind us, and it was a big six-pointer game, but they didn't look all that special, did they? Leyton Orient, I mean, we just gave them once again a stupid goal, and I can't blame Critch for that because the players got on the pitch, they make the mistakes, but is it because he's just playing this 3 at the back that doesn't work? I mean, let me know what do you think? Someone's already put 4-4-2. How would you like to see us set up? Or could he, he changed the personnel during the game. He took obviously Jordan Gabriel off, and like I say, he put Lyons on, and then Lyons got injured. It looks pretty bad as well, and he had to bring Matty Virtue on. But he didn't change the way we played. Whatever wasn't working and hadn't been working up until the point that Lyons got, his injury, it wasn't working. But he just keeps the same system that's not working, and I can't understand why he doesn't see it. That's the only thing. I can't understand why he doesn't see that it doesn't work. How come the camera quality is so poor? I don't know. Is it poor? Let me have a little look round the back. Something's happened to it, hasn't it? Let's have a look. I've changed it. Is that better? That looks a bit clearer. Let me know if that's clearer. It's supposed to be in 1080p, this stream, but I don't know whether that's better. Let me know if that looks better. Yes, Mick, absolutely, yes. Burton beat us, Port Vale could go on. It's not down to Critchley. Well, it's not down to Critchley. I mean, it is. Well, I know what you're getting. Yeah, but he's not the manager. I mean, the manager should be able to get us to win away from home. I mean, the thing that's most annoying to me is when we beat Bolton and we beat them. So, I mean, it was absolutely fantastic on Saturday. I said it's like probably the best I've seen us play all season. We were absolutely brilliant. And in my mind, I think to myself that we've just smashed Bolton 4-1 in the big, massive derby. We are going to be up. The team are going to be feeling confident. They're going to be feeling like they're going to win. And you think they're going to win. And the difference between how they played against Bolton and how they played against Leyton Orient, you think that would give them the confidence, wouldn't you? And if that win against Bolton didn't give them the confidence to go into that game and play and beat Leyton Orient, then, we're not going anywhere, are we? I mean, that would normally, you think that sort of performance, and it was the same against Portsmouth away from home. We beat them 4-1 as well. And you just think that those are performances that would turn the team around, but it doesn't. Well, Naya, I don't know. You put yourself down there, Naya. I thought you were going up, so we can go up and go on in Premier League. I thought you were telling me, so I don't know, Naya. There, I don't know. I don't think we're going up anyway. Mick Harrison says, "No, look, In the last week, we've gone out of the semi-final in the Cup. Last night, obviously, though not mathematically impossible, if teams above us win the games and we're down, 97 points. It's gone, hasn't it? I mean, that was it, really. Well, let me know. Is that quality better now? Cal Seaside says, I don't think Chris is a good manager, more a good coach. Well, a lot of people are saying that. I mean, at times, he was a manager in charge on Saturday, and we were amazing on Saturday. I mean, we beat Bolton Wanderers 4-1. It was incredible. We played so well. Still a bit of iffy defending. We're always a bit iffy defending, but I just can't compute the two games together, that against Bolton and that against Leyton Orient. It just makes no sense as to why they can't follow it up with a win. And it's always, isn't it? Always after the Lord Mayor show. Right, okay. You carry on having the conversation. I can't, honestly can't be bothered with it. Right, him, her, Naya. I don't know. I kind of think it's a female or male. I don't know. You have to let us know if you're male or female, Naya. I'm never quite too sure. I think I've kind of said it all, really. To go away to play 90 minutes of football and not have a single shot on target in the entire 90 minutes, just I don't even know what to say. I mean, the first half, they they play quite well, but the second half, I mean, obviously once Jordan Gabriel went off, we just went to pieces. We did go to pieces once he went off. But I can't understand how Chris doesn't see it. Oh, God, now it's going back to the 1800s. to when Preston were champions of England. When there wasn't all that many teams in the early days of the Football League. Yeah. Well, you've never seen it, Naya, I've got to say. So we've got Shrewsbury on Saturday. How would you like to see us lined up? Just post in the comments below. How would you like to see us lined up? And you need to ask me some questions. I know it's fun having a conversation with Naya in the comments, but I need to answer a few. 442, Stephen Jones. Yeah, I think we did. I think you're right, Cal, actually, there. I think we did. I think we had none on target against Cheltenham. Yeah, I think that's none on target against Cheltenham, none on target against Leyton Orient last night. I mean, blimey. Steve Jones wants to go 4-2-2, 4-4-2. Critch, if you're watching this. Cal the Seasider wants to go 4-3-3. Gary Cronshaw's here. Bad night for you last night, Gary. Blumeneck. Losing on penalties against Newcastle and Blackpool getting beat. Oh, well. What a good night for you. Yeah, talking back. What year was it? Preston were champions of England. Like when football kind of just started. Yeah. I need somebody in to bin her, actually. We could do with getting rid of her, couldn't we? But it's just taking over the stream. I shall put her in a timeout. There we are. We'll get rid of her so she can't post. It's taking over the street. We don't want to talk about Preston on here, do we? Really? Matthew Carlton said, I would literally take any formation other than a 3-5-2. It's been a system issue from day one. Sometimes it works perfectly fine at Bloomfield Road. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again and expecting a different outcome. Well, yeah, it does. It's just what I don't get is surely during the game, he can see that it's not working. I don't know why they don't see that it's not working, because everybody else can see it's not working. We're not creating anything. We don't look like scoring. We're struggling. So you've got to change something, haven't you? And all he does is he changes the personnel, but he doesn't change the system. He just keeps playing the same way. So he brings he puts a right back on. Well, he doesn't even put a right back on. He puts Massey Virtue as a right back. Just sack it off. Just sack it off, Critch, and put Massey Virtue in the middle where he wants to be and go to a back four. Why didn't he just try that? Surely. Somebody needs to get his book, his book of coaching, and rip a page out and stick something in saying, if the system isn't working, Critch, after 60, 70 minutes, change the system, not player for player. Stephen Woolley says, if we're playing a Tuesday, can we tell the league we cannot raise a team? There's a virus going around the team. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Why we can't? It doesn't matter if it's home or away. We don't play well on a Tuesday night, do we? Bring back Stephen Dobby, says Small. Well, so many people wanted him, didn't they? I mean, he did play an exciting brand of football in the little bit of time he was manager, and he did have the players kind of going for it, which we just weren't going for it last night, were we? To me, it didn't look like we were trying to go for it, really. Oh, bloody hell. Another one. Up the Whites. Champions of England twice. Back in bloody whenever. I'm sure you weren't alive to see it though, Peter. So, Cal Seasider wants to go with Grimmy, Gabriel, Marv, Pennington, Lyons, Norman, Gorgeous George, Morgan, Joseph, Beasley, and Dembele. No, but I'm kind of thinking we kind of miss Casey a little bit. I mean, Marv did some wonderful things. Last night he did play well, but he still put that ball just from that moment he put that ball straight to one of their players. We kind of went to pieces after that, really. From that moment on, from kind of changed the game, that move. Because up until then, we were kind of controlling everything. We were in control. They didn't seem to be bothering us very much. And then Marv put that ball across and he just gave it away, didn't he? And they could have scored from it. And I know they didn't, but we didn't seem to regain our composure after that. No, there's no phone in at the moment. I have my phone switched off for the simple reason that the idiots that keep taking over my phone and making my phone people. It's ridiculous. So I turn it off so they can't do that. I do. I'll put the link up here. If you email me, there you go. I'll put that across there. Oh no, so this one here. Yeah, there. Yeah, so if you email that email down there, there. Oh, let's go in there. Yeah, Lee Charles TV at iCloud, and let me know your email address, and I can send you a link before a show, and I'll have a chat with you. Make sure you're Blackpool fan. I can send you a link, and then you can I'll give you the link, and you can phone in. The only thing is, you will need some headphones attached to your phone. Because it'll give feedback. So that's the only thing. It kind of requires headphones rather than a phone. But it's the only way I can get rid of the nutcases, to be honest, which is the thing that I'm trying to do. Well, conspiracy theories. Yeah. 3-Player Retro says, is it planned? Are we doing this on purpose? We can't afford to compete in the championship. So rather than just get ourselves safe and then maybe not go. Is that? Do you think that might be the plan this year? Don't know. But did Andy Bays ask him that in his comment? I actually thought Marv played well apart from that one mistake, but that one mistake just seemed to unsettle us somehow. He wasn't and Marvin didn't cost us the goal. And that was Pennington again. It was just sloppy, wasn't it? It was in our own half, losing it, and it cost us. And we do it. How many times? How many times have we lost the ball this season in our own half and got punished for it? I don't know. What lineup? Well, I'd like to see probably Marv and Pennington, Casey as two centre halves. I would like to see Jordan Gabriel and then Husband, and that would be my back four. And then I'd have a midfield of four with CJ on the left or the right, whichever way we're going to do it. Two in the middle, and who would be on the other side? You'd have to play. The thing is, it's slotting Dembele in, isn't it? If you're playing, because Dembele's kind of playing. It's kind of a 4-3-3, really, isn't it? I can't see how we do a 4-4-2 if you're going to include Dembele. He needs to be part of like a 3, doesn't he? So probably 4-3-3 for me would suit us to what we've got. Do I believe, Chef Couchon? Do you believe you will achieve 6th place? No, we don't. We don't, I'm afraid. We don't at all. We're not consistent enough. We can't do it. We beat you lot 4-1, but then we lost, the next game. We've done it again. We've beaten Bolton 4-1. We've lost the next game. It doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to lift us. It doesn't seem to lift the confidence in the team, and they don't go on. And we don't smash teams. It's so hard work all the time. So no, I don't. You see, this is it. It's kind of, I get what you're saying, Mick, but when you talk about boycotts, there's a reason that we boycotted. And if we boycott for something, what you're talking about, it just diminishes what we actually did as a boycott, because the boycott it wasn't just about not putting money in, or it was about suing fans. And it was just about the way they actually stole all the money. They stole all the Premier League money. They took it out of the club. Simon Sadler is putting money in. Whether you like it or not, he's putting money in. The accounts are there. He's up to about 17 million he's putting in, and he's building a stand, and he's, eventually and whenever, and he's building a training ground. So you can't boycott because the results aren't going your way. And the guy's not stealing money out of the club. He's putting money in. So you can't, it's just ridiculous, to be honest. I can't agree with that at all. We boycotted for a very, very important reason, and most of that was because the suing of fans is why people completely withdrew the support. But we hated them before that. But the actual boycott was that. You can't stop just boycotting for anything. But people will not go. It's not a case of a boycott. If we're not winning and people are not enjoying the football, then they just won't go. There's no point in keep paying £30 or whatever it is a ticket to go. If you go on one, even spending close to £400 on a season ticket, you're not going to do it if you're not enjoying yourself. We're going to matches, and so many people are not enjoying themselves. And I was reading Wilf, from the Yorkshire Seaside, is saying that, to be honest with you, it's just he's not going to bother really coming across, because it's such a schlep for him to come over from Yorkshire and the trains and everything else, and he's not enjoying it. So why make the journey over? Why make a journey over? You can watch it on Tangerine TV or whatever, can't he? It's just people will start voting with their feet if they're not happy, and that's not a boycott. That's just purely just people are just bored of the football. Jim Unsworth says, the atmosphere wasn't the best from the start yesterday because we knew Critchley hadn't learned his lesson. We need to play more attacking at these away games like we do at home. Yeah, or change the system, maybe. Maybe Richie Wellens has a look at how every team that's played us over the last few games away from home, and now they've beaten us, and it's not hard to work out. Don't I think it's wrong that Blackpool has always voted the worst place to live in the UK? Yeah, it's certainly not the worst place to live in there. There's a lot of poverty in Blackpool. Blackpool is a seasonal town, and it always has been, always will be. It relies on the holiday trade, and unfortunately, we've imported loads of scumbags in. The council wanted to fill up the boarding houses with blooming drug addicts or whatever, didn't they? So yeah, we've imported a lot of it in. It's just a shame, really. But that's they had no imagination. Cal the Seasider says if we give Critch a new contract, we need to put a no tinkering with formation clause in it. Well, we had CJ in last night, didn't we? We had CJ in, and he didn't. None of them really had a great game last night. I don't think. I thought Marv, played well. Connolly actually saved us, a couple of times defensively. Even though I'm not his biggest fan, to be honest, we seem to lose when he's in. I thought Dembele. I know someone was saying that Dembele gets, fouled all the time, but to be honest, half the time I think he just falls over. He just falls over all the time. When he's not having his way, when things are going well, he stays on his feet and he does all jinky things. But when he's not on his day, he just keeps falling over all the time, like all the time. And I'm not surprised the referee don't give him free kicks because he's just over, too easy. Yeah, it was 5-0. 5-0, yeah. I was there. Yeah, it was last game of the season. We were all in a bit of a kind of celebratory mood. There was still a chance that we could have finished above Preston, I suppose. There was still that chance, but yeah, we do get a good support down south because of all the the London seasiders as well. So, but it's a long way to go last night. If you went from Blackpool, I think it's about 5 hours and 5 hours back to watch not one shot on target. I still can't get over the fact we didn't have a single shot on target. It's just how. Yeah, well, I totally agree with you there, Cal. You would not mind losing games as long as we went for it. You'd rather lose 4-3 than 1-0 with 0 shots on target. Well, absolutely. I can't stand what that. I just can't stand what that was last night. Again, after Bolton. I know I keep saying if you just join the stream, I've been saying already that how can we follow up the performance against Bolton with that performance last night against Leyton Orient? It just doesn't make any sense as to why they played that bad to me. Well, if you can't read accounts, Mick, I can't help you. Honestly, you can say it and you can laugh and all that, but if you don't read the accounts, pal, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. If you don't read the accounts said last year it was in for 12 million, and it's in the account, so and that's taking in all the sales, everything that you keep talking about. He's put so far up to last year's accounts. He put 12. I think he's up to 17 million now. So you can keep laughing about it, mate, but you don't listen. So I'm sick of keep saying the same thing to you. Really, it's getting really boring, to be honest. So he's putting money in, end of. And he's going to be putting more money in. By the time he's built a new stand and a training ground, when that happens, he's going to put a lot more money in. He's actually committed himself to a 10-year putting in money plan. And he has. So, keep living in your blinkered world, Mick, but he's putting money in, not taking it out. Carl Seaside, maybe fans would be happy if we went bus like Berry and Macclesfield. Sadler deserves much more respect. Of course, it's not his fault. Critch can't sort out his own stubbornness. I agree with you as well. He picks the managers. Maybe it wasn't the right manager's choice, and I probably, like I've said before, wouldn't have brought Critch back just purely for the fact that he divides the fans straight away. Just as much as Appleton divides the fans, many people, fell out with him when he left us the way he did, and he signed a 4.5-year deal and then walked away. It upset a lot of people. It upset Jane and I, to be honest. We've forgiven him, but a lot of people won't, and that's the trouble. If you bring a manager in that divides the crowd, divides the fans, it's a recipe for disaster, and I don't know why he did it, to be honest. I don't know why he did it. Carl the Seasiders, please don't stick up for the Oystons, Mick. I can't. Please don't. I can't be doing with it. Carl the Seaside says, going back to your ex, very rarely works. If we don't make the playoffs, Dobby will get us playing, and fans will want to watch. I'm confident of that. Well, we saw it. We saw a bit of it, didn't we? I still think there's better than Dobby out there. There's got to be some good managers out there somewhere, but I don't know if at the moment we're not doing great on finding managers. Critch was finding him in the first place was brilliant, and he got us out of this league. But just bringing him back was always a kind of a bit of a recipe for disaster, just purely because the fans don't. A lot of fans will never forgive him. They wouldn't forgive Appleton, and you'd know that as a Blackpool fan. That's the thing. I've said before, if I'd have won the Euro Millions and I'd taken over the club and I got Critch, and then he'd done that to me, and he'd done that to the fans. I'd seen the reaction, and I'd taken on Michael Appleton and seen what happened with Michael Appleton. I'd be I just wouldn't be doing it again. As simple as that. I just wouldn't be doing it again. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, we do have 3 of the poorest postcodes in the country. Yes, we do, sadly. And but not all Blackpool is those 3 postcodes. That's the thing. It's not all Blackpool is around Revo. There's some very nice parts of Blackpool. There's some nice parts around St Anne's and Lytham and Bolton. There's lots of nice places around Blackpool, Cleveley's. So it's all nice places. It's nice where we live. In Martin, it's lovely. Really lovely, beautiful part of the world. But there is bad. Sean McGonigal says Blackpool don't deserve to lose. They did last night. Honestly, they did. Really, they didn't deserve to win. They didn't have shot, not one shot on target. Oh, blimey. Oh God, you just sound like Eugene. You think Blackpool will beat Shrewsbury? Oh, we never beat Shrewsbury. They're a bit of a bogey side for us. No, we don't want Appleton. Why would we want Appleton? It's what he did to us before he's done to Charlton. We won't want Appleton back, not in a million years. That was the problem. We brought Michael Appleton back after he left the club to go to Blackburn Rovers. And then when they brought him back, it split the fan base because loads of people were like, you're having a laugh. Michael Appleton, he kind of left us. We don't, so it divides the fan base. So we'd already seen the reaction of the fan base to Michael Appleton. So Simon Sadler has seen that. He's seen that reaction to Michael Appleton, that it divided the fans, kill the atmosphere, give him a really tough job right from the start, because obviously people are on your back straight away because they don't want you in. He's seen all that. And then he goes for Critchley again, who's left us as well. So if it don't work out, I'd already seen it written, hadn't he? How is Jane? She's all right. She's on some sort of writers thing tonight. She's on. I don't know. She's on some writers thing. Well, he did do really well, didn't he, last season? I mean, he didn't keep us up, but he did it. He very nearly. I mean, we went to Norwich. I know we won at Norwich, but we were down then. So sometimes you just win when you're down, don't you? Loads of clubs do that. Doesn't matter anymore. They just throw caution to the wind. They don't care. So he had a bit of luck with that. He was a bit unlucky, really, at Luton, I thought, because we were beating Luton, and they got that free kick just on half time, didn't they? And we didn't defend it, and you can't blame Dobby for that, and that equalised, and that changed the game. If we'd have just gone in to half time at 1-0, I think we could have beat Luton. Because I didn't think we were all that bad, really. What manager have? We've got Neil Critchley, Sean. Neil Critchley. He's left us and come back, but a lot of fans didn't want Critch back because he left us after he signed a 4.5-year contract, and he went to be number 2 with Gerrard at Aston Villa, and just left in the summer, left us in a mess. And the mess he sort of left us in the summer was basically the start of how we actually got relegated last season. So a lot of people blame Critchley for the fact, leaving us relegated us. If Critch hadn't left, we wouldn't have got, Michael Appleton in. We wouldn't have had Mick McCarthy. None of that would have happened if Critch should have stayed. So, and I believed at that time that Critch was building something, and we had a plan. And he just shattered it. And for a lot of people, they won't forgive him for that. They won't forgive him. Blackpool Chippy is on. Hello, Blackpool Chippy. It's an absolute pain supporting this club, but that's what football's all about. Got to always show up and have the best atmosphere. With that said, I'll be seeing everybody at Shrewsbury. Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is what football's about. Football, for most football fans, most clubs, look at Blackburn Rovers last night. They played really well to get themselves back to a draw, didn't they, against Newcastle, then lose on penalties. And that's the kind of pain you go through as a football fan. And when Jane and I go around the country, we do our football tourist guides, we talk to football fans, and they all suffer the same pain that we do, really. It is painful being a football fan, and you do have to go through a lot of hell with it all the time. But some people can't keep putting up with the pain. Some people can. I'm going to buy me a coffee up there on the thing. Yeah. So some people can cope with it. Some people can't cope with it. I get very down with football. It's even worse when I'm doing this channel. I mean, because I've got to, not only have I got to, go and watch us lose and kind of try and make a video out of it, and then go through it all again for hours, editing it and trying to make something enjoyable, even though we lose, that I know nobody's going to watch. And it's really quite mentally gets to me. It really does. Yeah. Well, yeah, if we get beat on Saturday, maybe Stevie G will take him away. Yeah, if we get beat on Saturday, well, it's definitely all over, aren't we? Am I going to Shrewsbury away? No, Mike. I'm not paying money. I'm not paying money to go away this season. It's just like, I don't know, thrashing yourself with some sort of rose bush or something, isn't it? It's just I don't know. It's just, imagine going to that last night. If I'd have gone to that last night, I'd have got home about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I've had to make a video about losing. Yeah. Well, I don't. Do you think if we lose on Saturday that Critch will be gone? Well, Simon Sadler did an interview on Radio Lancashire, and he said he's not going anywhere. So, no, I don't think he will. I think he's going to be here next season. That's what Simon Sadler said, and that's what he said. Then he's going to be here. But Simon, I don't know. We miss out on targets all the time, don't we? And we don't get targets that we want. And I don't know if the squad's good enough, to be honest. I don't know if it's good enough. I can't say, Sean, at the moment. I cannot say whether I think we will or we won't, because we're just so unpredictable. You actually can't predict it. There's no way. Don't know. What teams. I would have thought we'd have won last night. After Bolton, after beating them 4-1, I thought that we would have won. I thought we'd have played better than that. And I thought they'd have been up, and I thought they'd have been buzzing after Saturday, because the whole ground was buzzing, the atmosphere was amazing, and we didn't win. Now we've lost, stupid Leyton Orient. Why should I believe that we're going to win? You can't even win when we're feeling great. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Jack. I think we kind of have to believe in him and hope that he can turn it around, but I just can't understand why he doesn't see. I can't understand why he cannot. I mean, he seems a very intelligent guy, and surely he must have, That game last night, he must have been thinking, I need to change something. I've got to change something because this is not working. And it wasn't working. You know, we never looked like scoring. We could have played till bloody midnight again, couldn't we? We'd have never scored. We could still be playing today, never score. So it evidently wasn't working. You know, so there's three of them there. They're looking at their iPad or whatever. Surely they can all see that it's not working. We're not playing well. We're not, you know, there's something wrong with the team. It's not functioning. So change the system. Yeah, well, yeah, I think Casey and Pennington are two big lads. I'd have them as two centre halves in the middle, just bog standard. Don't mess. I like four at the back. I don't like this three at the back. Yes, what's this? I think earlier is useless. Yes, I'm happy he saved the football club, but Jesus Christ, buy some half decent players. Well, I mean, are they half decent? I don't know. I mean, those same players on Saturday breezed Bolton Wanderers away 4-1. We looked awesome. We looked amazing. I thought we turned the corner. That was the kind of performance I expect from these players. If they can do it, they can beat Portsmouth 4-1 away. If they can beat Bolton 4-1 at home, then why? They're good enough to play like that. So why are they not good enough to play like that all the time? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what we need. I think we need a really experienced centre half to go. Well, that's if we lose Marvin Epsessa, which I think we may be losing in the summer. So we're going to need a centre half, and we need, you know, a kind of a Richard Keogh, but 5 years younger, who's fit and not, you know, not injury prone. I think we need. I think we need a big, powerful midfielder. So, you know, somebody big and strong. You know, you think of like strong Charlie Adam was. You've got to have that, you know, that guy in the middle that can pass, but he's strong. And, you know, we're too weak half the time. We're too easily pushed off the ball. We need a bit of grit. We need a bit of grit. Well, that's where it's going. It's going in paying wages, isn't it? That's the thing. I mean, you only have to look at the accounts to see where the money's going. It's all going in wages because we're having to compete with even big clubs in this division. You know, the Derbies and the Portsmouth, you know, they're still big clubs and the wage bills are phenomenal. And we only get 11,000 in. It's not like we're getting 40, 50,000 in, is it? So, you're in a league where, you know, you're not getting much money from League One like you were in the Championship. So there's all that income gone there. So, you know, sales of players, but it's not covering what's, you know, Simon Sadler is putting money into, you know, to keep us afloat. And he's got to build these things. They're going to cost. I mean, the building costs have gone up on the stand. They've gone up on the training ground. Building costs are just going up and up and up. Well, this is a thing. Yeah, the same excuses every week. We created good chances. We didn't get lucky. Yeah, you can't rely on luck. You got to make your own luck. You know, you have to make your own luck. There's no such thing as having. You know, you've got to make your own luck. Well, we're supposed to be doing it. We're supposed to be working. See, the problem is until we get the training ground done and the training ground finished, and we have all the proper facilities for a training academy that's like a category A. I think we're category C at the moment, aren't we? So to get to category A, and that means if you get to category A, you're playing against the likes of cities and, you know, and all, you know, Everton and all them academies. But you can't get a category A academy until you've got a category A academy, which will be incorporated in the new training ground. So it has to be done because we're not getting the young kids will not want to come to Blackpool. The real stars will not want to come to Blackpool because it's only a Category C academy and they're not getting tested against United and City and all that. So we can't get these good academy players. It's until we have to build this training ground. We have to. Yeah, we do. We absolutely do need. We need a better spine all the way through. I mean, Jordan Rhodes has been as costly, hasn't he? Because he's been injured for. I mean, how long's he been out now? For God's sake, you know what I mean? Just if he'd have stayed fit, I think we'd be. I think we'd be maybe 9 points better off if he'd have just stayed fit. But he has to go and crack a rib, doesn't he? It's just look. I mean, even Lavery, I mean, Jane's not his biggest fan, but he played really well on Saturday, and he was just getting. The thing with Lavery is he's just getting going, isn't he? He's just got back from an injury. He's just starting to find his feet again. He's trouble in it. He's a pest. He's a pain in the ass to the defense, and he gets injured again. We can't win on the injuries to key players. It's always the same. Cal says he'll do it for nothing. He'll manage the team. I don't know how they manage to buy players. I don't even know how. Do you know how much they're spending on players? Does anybody know? I don't know. Do we know? If you can tell me exactly how much Stevenage are paying for players and how they're managing to do it, I need to know. I mean, they were saying, there at Orient, they had a lad come on and he was from like Arsenal Academy because Arsenal Academy have got tons of kids and they lend them out because they're just round the corner. You know what I mean? It's handy, isn't it? If your ground's dead near Arsenal and they can give you a few young kids from their academy. Well, it's a broken rib, but it's just taking a long time. Well, we weren't talking about Premier League loans, Mick. We're talking about an academy boys coming through. And the reason we're not getting the pick of academy boys, or we're not getting the best kids to come and train at our academy, is because we're not a Category A. Nothing to do with Premier. I don't know why I bother speaking. I don't know why I bother talking. You don't listen to a word I say, so. Right, Carl Seasider says, slightly concerned that Grimmy and Gabriel will want to play at a higher level. Well, Grimmy could go for me. I wouldn't miss him, to be honest. I'm sorry, Grimmy, but I still don't think he's the best keeper. I still don't think he's the best keeper I've ever seen. I wish we had a stronger keeper. I would miss Gabriel, though. I think it would be a shame. But then again, who's going to take Gabriel on? Who's going to have Jordan Gabriel? It's just forever injured. He's only just come back from an injury, so I don't think anybody's going to be. You're going to have to look at his injury record, and he's going to have to prove himself before somebody comes in for him. So if he stays injury free, and I hope he does because he's one of my favourite players, then yeah, Jordan Gabriel could go for, could definitely move up higher, but he's just got to stay injury free. Yeah, it's a funny one with Lavery, isn't it? It's kind of, he does fall over, but he does. He is just kind of getting back into form. The trouble with him is he just can't get a steady run. It all comes from playing regular football. If you just played some regular football and didn't keep getting injured, he got injured before the Bolton game, didn't he? Before the Bolton away. And it was a big miss. He was in with all the fans behind the stands, and it was a big loss. And he was just starting to bang a couple of really good goals in, Lavery. And it takes him a while to get that confidence going again. He just can't get a run. Well, yeah, I like him. I like that O'Donnell, but I think he'll be off in the summer, will he? But yeah, he looks a proper keeper to me. I like what he does. I mean, one of the games, he played when we played away. He was in nets. We won, didn't we? Because he pulled off some great saves that day. Can't remember which game it was, but the one. Who was it we played when he was in? Oh, Bristol Rovers. Yeah, against Bristol Rovers. What do you reckon to Norburn? Very hit and miss at Posh. Yeah. Sometimes he is good. Yeah. Sometimes he plays really well, but we haven't really seen. He's not been the signing I'd hoped he was. To be honest, he's not been as good as I was thinking he was going to be. I wouldn't say he's all right. Kind of tiny, but he doesn't excite me. I don't notice him that much, really, which is, I don't know, that's a good thing or a bad thing. Did Blackpool win? No, they didn't, the dog. No, they didn't. No, they didn't win. They lost last night. I will be going to Wigan versus Blackpool. Yeah, we should be doing that one, yeah. How much did we get for Dougal? We got an undisclosed fee. That's what we always get. An undisclosed fee. So I don't know. I don't know what we got for Dougal, but it's a shame as well because that's another thing, isn't it? He was just starting to play really well, wasn't he, Kenny Dougal? He was playing probably the best football I've seen him play for a couple of seasons. The game against Portsmouth in particular, he just controlled the game. He was spraying the ball, finding many. It was just a joy to watch. And then he doesn't. And then he's gone. He wants to go. It's so annoying. Conor Ruan says Norburn is a crab. Right, I'm coming up to the hour. If anybody wants to put in some last thoughts on. Well, your thoughts on Shrewsbury, thoughts on Critch, thoughts on Blackpool, thoughts on can we do the perfect 10? Yes, it indeed is. Yeah, it is. Undisclosed fee is Blackpool's favourite word. Yeah, also I miss Kenny in that midfield. I think we all do. We all do. And he was just starting to get playing really well. And it's the same. It's just, that's like a curse with Blackpool, isn't it? You got Jordan Rhodes playing well, banging in goals, gets injured. You got Lavery just when he was starting to score goals before the Bolton game, then he gets injured, and he was just starting to become a nuisance. And he was part of the reason we beat Peterborough. Peterborough was Lavery. I thought, he caused them a lot of trouble. They couldn't, he kind of dominated that second half for me. Lavery, that was his best performance, and then up to half time against Bolton, he was part of that. That half, and it was a lot down to him being an absolute troublemaker. And then he goes off at halftime injured, and he's injured again. You know what I mean? It's so frustrating. Is that Kelsey says Shrewsbury 10 pot? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter what they are, they can beat us. I'm not quite sure what that means. He's speaking BMW music. I don't know what that means. Blackpool Chippy says we need to give the fans a reason to go. The Pompey game was one of the best games I've been to all season. Yeah, people will stop going and they won't be paying 25, 30 quid for one. If you've got like a family, if there's two of you going, you and your wife going, 50 quid. If you've got a family of four, my God, you're up to what, 70, whatever it is. If you just buy a ticket, and even if you buy all the season tickets, it's just a lot of money to keep shelling out if you're not enjoying yourself. And that's the trouble. People are not enjoying themselves this season. Although everybody enjoyed themselves against Bolton. It was marvellous. And that's what I can't get my head around, how we can play that well and not get the confidence from that game to do it again. It doesn't make any sense. Well, or on Leyton Orient. Conor Owen says, I think Oxford will drop more points, so it's up to us and Stevenage for the 6th place. We're just not consistent enough for me to even. I'm starting to just stop mentally myself dreaming that we're going to get in the playoffs because I just think I'm just going to set myself. I've just accepted the fact that we're not going to do it. Carl Seaside says, hopefully catch you all for the Pompey game. I'll say hello if I see you, Lee. Have a great one, pal. See you later. Okay, cheers. Thanks a lot. Yeah, hopefully see you there. It's another funny one, isn't it? We've already beat them away from home, so it's always tough to get 6 points off a team. They'll be up for revenge for sure for that game, so it's not going to be easy. Yeah, that's well, the Cods again. Yeah, they're struggling there. I can't see them getting out of it. It's really tough down at the bottom because everybody just comes to beat you. Nicholas Fox comes on and says, another terrible away performance, Lee. Last night shocked me. I probably should have expected it. Yeah, it didn't shock me because I was expecting it. I'd already said before, it's so many times it is, as Blackpool quite often after the Lord Mayor show, aren't they? They do it a lot. And I don't get mentally why they wouldn't be, feeling buzzing after Bolton and just go at Leyton Orient, but we didn't. We did. The first 30 minutes we were on top in that game. I thought we were commanding around the back, and like I say, it was just that missed pass from Marvin Ekpiteta. That they didn't score from it, but it kind of unsettled us somehow, and we kind of lost our way and everything. You could see it kind of unraveling in front of yourself. And second half, we didn't look at, Jordan Gabriel doesn't come back out, and we just were poor. And then the goal we gave away, with Pennington just losing it in his own half, was a disaster. Well, yeah, I mean, some of the changes he had to make, didn't he? Because like Lavery was injured, Coulson was injured, so they were like forced changes. But what he doesn't do is he doesn't change the system. He's got the players, but he doesn't change the system, and the system's not working. It's clearly not working because we haven't had a single shot on goal. And it's like I was saying early in the stream, if you've only just joined now, when have you ever seen a team come to Bloomfield Road and not have one single shot on target against us? Ever? Have you ever seen a team not have not one shot? Grimshaw could have just sat in a deck chair the whole match. He's not had anything to do. When was the last time any team did that and just didn't even? I mean, we're always hanging on, or they're always coming at us, aren't they? Even if we're winning 1-0, they're still trying having shots, but we didn't have one shot, not one shot on target in a whole 90 minutes. Well, I don't know about that. There'll still have to be that kind of money, but whether people are going to buy him, that's the thing. I don't think they are. They're not very happy. They won't be selling as many season tickets this year. It's no way. And you got to be looking at that, Simon Sadler. I know he said on Radio Lancashire that, I know he said it on Radio Lancashire that, Critch wants happy to stick with him, but, read the room. Just read the room, Simon. That's all I can say. If you're not selling season tickets, we're going to get the same football again next season. I'll tell you, people will not be renewing. Well, we've done it Blackpool have done it lots of times. We have actually come from behind loads of times and sneaked into the playoffs and won them. But the problem is we don't look like a team that's going to do that. You always get a feeling that the team are coming, they're getting better, but we're not a team looking like that at all. We're not looking like a team that's going to sneak in the playoffs. We're just too inconsistent. We can't follow up a win. We can't win 3 on a bounce. Just can't do it. Thanks, Mick. Thank you, Mick. I'll try my best. I know. Post in the comments. Have you ever seen at Bloomfield Road a team come to Bloomfield Road and not have one single shot on target in the whole game? Ever? I can't think of any time where we've played a game of football and the other team have not even had a shot the whole game. Yeah, it just. I mean, they say he's got no plan B, but surely the plan B is just to. It would be quite simple just to switch it from a back three to a back four, wouldn't it? You know, if we had like, if we went away and we played like 4-5-1 away from home, would that would that not make us stronger? I don't know. I'm not a coach and I've never coached football, so I don't know. But if we set up 4-5-1 away from home, would that make us stronger? Would that make us more difficult to do what they do to us? Is the way we're playing with this 3-5, whatever it is, is that just too easy to play against? Would we be stronger going away with the 4-5-1 or a 4-4-2? Well, I mean, what do you think? I don't know. It's people who are football coaches can tell me, but you know, would it be a stronger setup going away if we kind of were more powerful in that midfield and stronger to get through, and our midfields had players to pass to? I mean, look, last night it's the same old thing, isn't it? Ball, we go forward, then we pass backward, then we launch one. We do that time and time again, forwards, backwards, launch, forward, backwards, launch, forward, back. And we either hit it too far, we hit quite a few too far last night, or, out completely out, somewhere out of touch, put the ball out of play quite a lot of times. But we never seem to be able to keep hold of the ball and go forward with it and keep hold of it and be passing it around in their half. They did quite a lot of times last night where they had the ball and they were passing it around between themselves and we couldn't get it off them. And I just don't see us doing that in their half. Well, it could start, but then again, we could win at Shrewsbury. If we won it, I mean, I'd always said like 3 points at home, draw away, that's promotion for them. So if we lose that one, then we beat Shrewsbury, then we've done better than 2 draws away from home. So if we beat Shrewsbury and then beat Portsmouth, we could all be happy again. I don't know. Yeah, he was. He was very well thought of as well at Liverpool. Jane works with some Liverpool fans, and they were devastated that we'd taken Critch because he was so highly thought of at Liverpool Academy. Klopp thought very highly of him, and he was good the first time around. He wasn't perfect, but he always seemed to be like looking at ways of improving it, but it just seems to me to be just totally blind to the fact that we're garbage away from home and it needs something doing to it. Something's got to change away from home. If we'd have had a decent away form this season, we'd be right bang up there. If we'd have had a decent away form this season, we'd be up there. Because our home form has been amazing. You know what I mean? It's been really, really good. But away from home, it's been shocking. We need to stop playing on Tuesday nights. There's something about Tuesday nights that does not agree with Blackpool, does it? Does not agree with them. Well, I wish he would stick Marv up top sometimes. I actually think Marvin's quite useful up top, but yeah, it's looking very poor this season, isn't it? It's very disappointing, isn't it? Really, I'm disappointed with it all this season. Scott Parker is the new Sunderland manager. Oh, that's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, but will he be any good, Scott Parker? Do we know? Would we be happy if we got Scott Parker as manager? I wouldn't be jumping up and down for joy if we've got Scott Parker, to be honest. But he wouldn't have the problem coming to Bloomfield Road that everybody hates him before he actually walks in the place, which is what we've got at the moment, haven't we? We keep employing these managers that a lot of fans hate. That's the problem. Yeah, it's weird, Sunderland, isn't it? I mean, they've got this the guy that owns Sunderland. I believe he's like the son of a billion, an oil Saudi, whatever, oil billionaire or whatever they are, but he's the son of. He's not the guy, but I don't know. They're doing quite well, Sunderland. They've done well to get themselves back in the Championship after all them years, and they're up there, aren't they? They're not struggling. So it's only a matter of time. I think with Sunderland, before they get back in, they're a big club. It's a massive ground. You know what I mean? It's a bit like a bit of a lie. It's not very loud. I was surprised. I thought it'd be a lot louder than a ground than it was. They didn't have a lot of songs, and it didn't bounce. Nowhere bounces like Bloomfield Road bounces. It doesn't matter where you go. It's incredible atmosphere that we create that nowhere else creates, and I think that's probably why our home record is so good this season, because we have, we do make a lot of noise and cheer them on. But I just can't believe that we've beaten Portsmouth 4-1, we've beaten Bolton 4-1, and we can't follow it up. It doesn't lift us. It doesn't lift us. I thought it would have done. Right. Yeah, I think that's it, everybody. I think we've done. We're over an hour. Thank you very much. Hopefully we win on Saturday against Shrewsbury. I don't know though. There's like no guarantee on it, is there? There really isn't. So, yeah, I just hope we do. So I kind of want these to be a bit more joyful. I don't like doing them when I'm miserable, but I just had to get it off my chest, really, to be honest, because I was so frustrated last night. I was so disappointed. We lost to Leyton Orient and Richie Bloody Wellens. That annoyed me. I wanted to beat him, and I just thought I thought after Bolton we would win, and we haven't done. So I'm a bit down with it all, but let's hope we can turn it around and win at Shrewsbury. So thanks a lot for watching. There's just some more comments come in very quickly before I go. Let's have a look. Comments. There we are. Comments are there. I need to scroll back down to the bottom now. Yeah. Cheers. See ya. Is the son of a Yank billionaire? Is he right? Okay. And they also own Marseille in France, and Sunderland are far from happy. Yeah, they're never particularly happy though in Sunderland. Are they? They're not. I've watched Sunderland die. They're a tough crowd. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget, there's a little thing down there, especially for those that are coming in later. There's a little thing there. You can buy me a coffee and help us out. I am actually going to set up something for a crowdfund for Jane and I to get better flipping mics than those ones. I will talk about it sometime, but they are driving me. Those microphones that we have are just a constant pain in my backside, and I want some different ones that can record internally. So I might go a crowdfund with everybody. See if we can if you all can raise the money for us to get a good microphone for you, and then when I get it, it'll all be bought by you. That'll be pretty good. So that's what I'm going to set up. I haven't done it yet, but anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. See you later.